What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Monday night, another episode of Live with the Kranky Canadian. I hope you guys are ready for this one. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Newbie Comics is in the house tonight.
What is going on, man?
I'm Streetside Anthony, and you're watching the Kranky Canadian.
I may have to redo that to have them say not so Kranky Canadian. So without further ado, Newbie Comics, thank you so much for joining me tonight, man. Say hello to the people.
What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? How you doing, Raj?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you jumping on tonight with me. This is another fine Monday night. I know we're getting a little bit of icy rain, but it looks like it's not going to be as bad as they thought. But I'll tell you, some of these places are getting nailed right now. You getting ice or snow where you are? I know you're in.
We are getting about I think it's like 12 centimeters or something like that of snow as of 8 p.m. today. So once the show's done, I'm gonna have to go out there and shovel.
Why don't you tell the rest of the world how much snow that is?
Ooh, that's like this, but like everywhere. So,
like a foot, something like that?
Yeah. So it sucks when you got to go shovel like 3-4 times a day on your day off or something. So.
Yeah, for real. We had here in Connecticut, we had like 3 weeks in a row on Sunday into Monday, just tons of snow dump on us. Not a big fan of shoveling for sure.
No.
All right, we got some people in the chat. Let me go through, say hello. We got Uncanny Swag was the first one in. Zeus, the coworker, Gene Malo, Sith Lordly, Lady Sith, we deep. I get it. Me not so deep, lady. 3 men, Otto in the house. We have Mac B1, Doug Bratton. What's going on, brother? We have let me get down through here. Chinmo. He's Chinmo. As Guy Forge would say. He's Chinmo. And I had a pleasure of hanging out with Chinmo at our last comic crawl, and it doesn't sound like you should say his name like that. He's just a normal guy. Let's go. Paul PC 1974. Let me scroll down. If I'm missing a hyper combo, what's up, brother to the north?
Sure.
Oh, look at him in the chat. All of a sudden I get Newbie on here. You're in my chat. I was on Hyper Combo's first ever live show. We were talking with Sith or something, and he's like, hey, he's getting ready to go on. Do you want to jump on? Because he's trying out his microphone and stuff, and he wants to make sure it doesn't sound stupid. Next thing you know, we were on for like an hour or something like that. I think that was him. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Wesley's Comics, BX Boxer. What's up, brother? Let me see. Emerald Knight, Chris in the house, said Wesley. Connecticut Comics. What's up, Mike? You guys, go check out Mike at Connecticut Comics. He does a morning show with his son, Mike and Rocco. He just did a great video on our crawl. He had a professional video guy follow us around on our Connecticut crawl. It came out awesome. So let me see. Dark Lord Bane 45. All Strands Comic Collection. What's up, brother? We have Johnny Rosado. What is up, Johnny? Getting ready to launch some new stuff himself.
Yeah.
No Good Comics. Gomez. What up, broski? CLG Comics. Azores Tiger in the house. The man with 2 Instagram accounts because he's just that damn good. And Guy Forge in the house. I think that's everybody. If I missed you guys, keep chopping it up in the chat. We'll catch you. And if you have any questions for Newbie or myself, go ahead and throw them up in there, and hopefully we will see them. And we'll go from there. So why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself? Where, not too much, but a little bit where you're from. If you want to shout out your first name, what you do, that kind of thing.
Yeah, my favorite color is red. I like walks on the beach.
No, I see. I gotta ask those later, dude. What the frick?
I prefer red wine over black. No, yeah.
There goes my rapid fire.
So I'm the Latino Canadian, I guess you could say. Born in Uruguay. If you don't know where that is, it's South America. Raised up here in Canada. So I am in Niagara Falls, Canadian side, obviously. And actually today is a special day, I guess you could say, and I wasn't trying to rhyme there. Today marks 9 months of doing YouTube for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 9 months.
I would have baked you a cake if I had known.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but yeah, we talk about, you know, spec. We do top 5 books to grab. We do our new comic book day. We got some PowerPoints. We talk about the news, and then on Tuesdays we throw up. You know, we do things like Grail versus Grail, keep, sell, buy. You know, we want to get into conversations that you know, the chat and the community has. You know, because let's face it, a lot of people just say, hey, what should we keep? What should we buy? What should we hold? So,
Sure.
You know, we tackle some of those, have fun with it. And yeah, man, it's a good time.
All right. Well, there goes all my questions. So everybody have a good night. I'm gonna drop. If I had a mic that came off, I would drop it. And all right. So I mean, I first started following you on Instagram. And you know, going to look back as I do before I interview, you really did. You started both your Instagram and your YouTube channels right about the same time.
Yes.
Did you start one before the other, or was it like simultaneous?
Yeah, so I started the Instagram because I didn't want to do it with my personal one. Like, I wanted to have my personal life be personal, and then obviously the comic stuff, collectible stuff be the other. And you know, kind of like what Johnny's doing. I got the idea to do the YouTube in April, but I didn't do my first video or anything until May 15th. So yeah, that's 9 months from now, or June. And yeah, and then I just did the YouTube thing, but the Instagram started the whole reaching out to the community and talking to people, making those connections and checking out other people's YouTubes. And then the YouTube came.
So were you like on someone else's channel? And you're like, you know what, I want to do my own thing. Like, or did you just jump feet first into your own channel?
You know what happened was when COVID happened, a lot of my buddies, we were talking, you know, like, we usually, when a Marvel movie comes out or a DC movie comes out, like, there's like 6 or 7 of us that go together. We like, you know, we watch it together. You know, it's just our thing. So then when COVID happened, you know, we couldn't hang out. So what we ended up doing was we started hanging out, you know, social distancing. And our girlfriends were basically like, why don't you guys do this online? Right? Because they were tired of just having, you know, like every other week, just having, you know, 6, 7 guys at the house. They're like, why don't you guys just do this online? So then we started doing it online. And I said to my buddies, I said, why don't we just do like a YouTube thing? Like, we have the personalities for it. If we don't, we probably won't be around much. So it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Right. And it's just been what it is now, man. It's been really cool.
Yeah. I mean, 9 months, you know, and you're already over 1,500 subscribers, right? Where are you at?
I think I'm 30 shy of 1,700.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got the subscribers up there quick for sure. So you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you were saying, you have the new comic book day, speculation show, you have unboxings, a lot of different things, hot topics.
Yeah.
Keep, buy, sell, which is pretty cool. Then sometimes you have the breaking news, a little controversial sometimes, you know, between the virus thing and the God of Light thing, which we're not going to talk about here. So what are your, like, I know, you know, being live on my channel, you only go live? Do you do any pre-recorded videos or what's your?
Yeah. So we go live Sundays at 9:30 and Tuesdays at 9:30. Sometimes we will go a little bit earlier on our Sunday show. It just depends. I mean, you know, I can't put out, hey, you know, we're going live every Sunday and Monday at 9:30. You know, people have lives, things happen. You know, it is what it is. So we do our best to do it at 9:30 those 2 days. But yeah, I do my own stuff that I want to talk about. You know, I do, you know, books that I'm looking for. You know, I've done like Fantastic Four books you should get, Venom books you should get, things like that. But I also try to help the community in a lot of ways. That's why I kind of got into it. You know, try to get the new people to come into our hobby. And, you know, I've just seen too many bad stories and people get treated poorly when they try to get into the community. And, you know, it's just not right. So.
Yeah, so those videos you do pre-recorded?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite, like, your favorite thing to do on YouTube? Is it, you know, for me, like, we've talked about this before. The reason I started this show is because I love being live. Like, you know, it's a way to communicate with the community and see other people that I don't normally interact with, but do it in a way that suits my personality, you know?
Yeah. To be honest, man, I love going live with the guys. It is, and I mean, I've had some ladies on the show too, so I'm not only to the fellas.
Is that a dig at me?
No.
Well, I had Guy Forge on. Does that count?
I've got 5 sisters, so I grew up in a household where like it was male person or that, like it wasn't gender. So I always try to show love to the ladies. I've had ladies on the show before, but yeah, I just like just talking comics with the guys. When you watch our shows, especially our lives, it's almost like the feeling. Like I've always said, and one of my closest friends, Key Issues, who's on my show most of the time, what you get, what you see is what you get. Like, this is how I am. If we were just hanging out at a barbecue, having a drink, whatever, we're laid back. And you see that on the show where like, Face and Hyper and even Keys, like I'll say something, they're like, man, what did you say? Like the one time I said Death Vader instead of Darth Vader, man, they put me on a crowd. Like, I think it's still going on in our group chats, man.
Yeah, it sounds like our channel as well.
Yeah, so I love that stuff. I love that aspect of people see who we really are. We can joke around. You can let your guard down, but you're still talking comics, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Sith, we had Nerdy Girl on our 3MIB show on a Friday, so technically the Kranky Canadian has not yet had a female. And Guy, I was just kidding. Don't get all bent out of shape. So when you first started getting into this, who were you watching on YouTube? What was your go-to show?
Okay, so excuse me. So one of the first guys I watched, and I was watching him before this year, was Devin from Comics and Stuff. He's out in I believe San Diego, and he was one of the earlier guys that did it. Like I'm talking like 5-6 years ago, something like that. And then I started watching, obviously in Canada, you had Jim, very Gary. I remember watching Gary when he had like 3,000 subscribers and things like that. Those were the two guys that I really watched with a close eye, especially Devin. Like I just liked how he was, just very communicative, and we chatted and things like that. He would answer, and same with Gary. I remember when I first started, like Gary, I talked to Gary. I think it was like 2 days in a row, just back and forth with messages. I remember my girlfriend was like, "Oh, so is this your new boyfriend?" So, but yeah, those for sure.
Gary's good people. He's considered one of the group, one of the boys. We talk on a day-to-day basis, and so I have the pleasure of watching when he first kicked it off. To watch him grow what he's become. A lot of great content.
Yeah,
Joker in here, Johnny Rosado in here, Ruben Nieves in here. We had a couple else pod. Joker, I said, meow meow, big lion cat in the house. What's up, brother? That's all I saw for new ones. Hyper's still here. Look at that. He didn't fall asleep.
Yeah. Man, the guy 2020 late to my shows, 2021. New league. I think he's made it a goal of his.
Oh, he's just taking it serious now. He's being professional about it. That's good. That's good. If we can just get him to get rid of the muffle on his microphone, then we would be all set. I figured it was a Toronto thing, right?
He's in Quebec. He's in. I think he's in Montreal.
Oh, he's in Montreal. That's right, not Toronto. I'm sorry, Hyper. I didn't mean to insult you. Go Habs, go, baby. I saw you with a Rangers jersey on the other day. What was that on? What are you doing? Rangers jersey.
You know what? This comes up all the time, man. And I get I get a lot of heat for all my teams. Because like I said, I was born in Uruguay. I didn't come to Canada until I was about 6 years old. So, before I was 6 years old, like it was only soccer for me, right? But when we came to Canada, everybody's like all local teams. I didn't like any of the local teams. Like the first baseball team I watched was the Yankees. That was my team. That's still my team. I watched the Rangers. Yeah, Mark Messier, the promise that he was going to bring the cup to New York. That's what was on TV.
Was that the jersey you had on? Because I saw the C, but I couldn't tell if it was an 11 on there or not.
Yeah, Mark Messier. But none of my teams, like most people think I'm from New York because I like the Rangers and I like the Yankees, but I'm not, right? It just happens to be two teams in New York. I'm an Eagles fan. Yeah. Eagles fan, and then Miami Heat. That's my basketball team. So
Probably should have talked about that before I asked you to come on the show.
I know you're a Giants fan.
But I did, but you know, it was funny is I was watching the live show you did the other night, and I was like, "Is he wearing a Messier jersey? You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah,
that's cool, man. That's good stuff, man. Old school, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My girlfriend is like a huge Leafs fan, and so is her father. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. That's what I say to her. Yeah. So we have our butting heads all the time. But anytime the Rangers are in town, we always go to see the games. And
Never showed that live before.
oh, jeez. This video is gonna be taken down now.
Go Habs, go.
Jeez.
That's some funny stuff. All right, so let's get to some personal stuff. What's the first thing you ever collected? Unless it was comics, but
the first comic that I picked up was Uncanny X-Men 266. Like that, I actually bought was Uncanny X-Men 266.
Right, but is that the first thing you ever collected?
No, so I collected. I've collected sports hats. I'm big in the jerseys. Like I collect jerseys, championship hats, sneakers. Oh man, if you guys saw my sneaker collection like a year ago, unreal. That was probably my first love. Because even though you guys can't see my height, I played college basketball. I played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was a point guard. Even though I'm 5'9", starting point guard. Basketball was always my first love, I guess. So yeah, I've collected a multiple of things, man. It's changed, but I was in the Funko thing for like a little while, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I kind of want to do comics more, and I sold all the Funkos, and now just focusing on jerseys and comics.
Yeah, Everett and I always have that conversation. We tend to find that people who are collecting comics are just collectors at heart. So there's always other things, like whether it was before or during. He talks about some of the things like when I was a kid, started with Matchbox cars, and it just sometimes you get into this niche. Like I collect pint glasses and watches, and so I tend to find that more times than not, a comic book collector also collects other things or started off with something else.
Yeah, it's and especially now, like I'm 33, so like I made the switch to I had all these sneakers, then Funkos, and then comics, and then these jerseys. So then I just kind of wanted to focus on like, okay, what can't I live without? And it came down to when you come in my basement, you see the pool table, you have a hallway, and it's got like soccer, basketball, all autographed jerseys, things like that. I like that. And then the comics, I just couldn't let go of the comics. It's just something about it, man. Like going through bins and Comic Cons and things like that. It's just another thing. Okay.
What's that about? Is that an inside joke that I missed?
No. So if you guys catch my show sometimes I'll just like I'll throw up like, hey guys, what do you think is the better buy? ASM 300, ASM 129. Let's hear why and this and that, right? And those are kind of some of the questions we ask on our shows like throughout, because we like to get the chat involved. We like to get other opinions. But yeah, I'm on. I don't want to ruin it. I was gonna show it today, but I don't want to ruin it. I do have a few grails that I have coming. I've got a video done editing it. So it's coming. So that one might be there. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe it'll be a 9.8.
Maybe.
So when did you start collecting comics?
2011. Yeah.
Just something you got into because then all of a sudden you had money too, and it was.
You know what?
Because I started later in life too, and it was more of the nostalgia of things from my childhood.
That's what it was. It was the nostalgia. I grew up, like I said, I'm 33, but I grew up on the that 90s Spider-Man, the X-Men show and things like that. And I remember going to a flea market once, and I saw this box of comic books, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I was like, okay, let's go. And outside of Iron Man, Fantastic Four is like my thing. I love Fantastic Four. I love the early artwork of it, the header, everything about it. And those were some of the comics that I was going through. And that kind of just hit a nerve. And I was like, okay, I kind of want to start reading. I want to collect. So, yeah. Roger began his collection.
We were, I think I was on a show with Spine Ticks. And as much as they like to make fun of me that night, I came on their show extremely inebriated. I showed off a Black Widow book, and Sith was like, "Oh, nice, Danger Girl." Danger Girl. It's Black Widow. So that's Sith's favorite character, apparently, is Danger Girl.
You got to be careful. Hey, Sith is a great guy, but you got to be careful because he'll take, clips of you and post it later, and you'll pay for it later.
Listen, I am the last person you have to tell that to because he's got about 300 of these. Highlight this guy, man. All right, I am the last. That 1 4-hour show where I should have been in bed, and all my great close friends just egged me on and laughed at me instead of telling me to go to bed. Got quite a bit of video clips out of it.
Oh man, yeah, they always have some great clips. Every time I watch them, it's hilarious because it's like 15 clips. So.
I'm still waiting for the one from the last one I was on. I went in angry because his show said, Spine Ticks Night of Hip Hop. And I went on, I come on this, I'm watching the show for an hour and a half, and then I come on, I'm like, so joking around, I'm like, where's the hip hop? You guys were going to talk about, I haven't heard one thing, and apparently I got a little aggressive about it, and he's making a clip out of it. So
I try my best to stop by there. It's sometimes hard though because sometimes I gotta work at 8 a.m. the next morning, and it's like they go for like 5-6 hours. So I try to rock it East Coast over here, right? So when they go live, it's like 11. Yeah,
it's 11. Yeah, trust me, I've been on a lot of their shows, and we don't go live till 11. One of the last ones they did was they were on for like 7 hours. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning there. You guys are out of your mind.
Almost like drunken chat too.
Yeah. Just keeps going and going. And every time you went on, you like saw different shots of the screen. There were different guests on it. I mean, I guess if there's different guests, so yeah, definitely. I was definitely on one of the long lost episodes. Actually, on 2 of them. The last one I went on, I think Jay was the reason that it got taken down. So
I like what Butcher's saying. Spine Ticks don't care about the East Coast viewers.
Yeah, they don't care about us. They don't care about us. It's you know crazy. How those West Coast guys are.
Man, it's crazy.
All right, so any kind of what kind of books do you read? Are there any like indie books or weird titles that you're into reading, or is it just basically what you're collecting you'll pick up and read? Or?
Penthouse.
Yeah, nice one. That one with the bunny rabbits.
I'm starting to get into the older stuff. Obviously, I collect things on New Comic Book Day. There's just a few titles. I've just become a little bit more selective in what I get because sometimes you can go digital, especially when you're checking out a run. But yeah, just in today's times, with what's going on with the economy and things like that. And I think, me and Hyper have talked about it, just maybe the immigrant mentality of like, okay, I don't know if I can justify paying for a book of a certain magnitude, just to read it or, what it is. But definitely Fantastic Four, anytime I can get through it. I can't say that I'm like near the end to completing that run because there's so many goddamn books, but I'm collecting that. Spider-Man, of course. Iron Man, the only knock on Iron Man is, one of the positives is I can get most of the books for $1, but the run is so weak, right? So things like that. Indie, I'm lacking. I'll admit it. I'm lacking on a lot of indie lately, just because I'm trying to keep up. So
can't read everything, man.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't read a lot of indie stuff. I mean, I've been reading The Crossover. That's a great book, but like something killing. I've never gotten in any of that. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it, but especially with my recent, I've committed to reading every Future State book, and I do a review every week on them. It tend to get a little comical if I didn't like the book. Maybe when Future State's over and I'm not reading 10 stories a week, I could pick up something in the indie category, but you can't read everything. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps telling me. The Department of Truth.
Yeah, that's a little twisted. That's a little.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't know if I want to go that crazy. I don't want to talk about the one with the clowns either. The one. I don't want to.
Yeah, that one.
I did buy that. The Pressable Deffects had that author that the something drunk and cocaine nights or something like that, and I bought the first two based on their interview with the creators. I think issue 3 is yet to come out, so that'll probably be the only indie I read in the near future. But especially if some of these Future State characters get their own stories, like I know that Wonder Girl's getting hers, Yara Flora. I absolutely love that character out of the Future State. And some of these other, if they go, if Dark Detective keeps on, or any of these stories continue on.
Yeah. I think Redix has got a lot of heat right now. I think we're all trying to figure out who he is. There's some interesting theories. But yeah, it's up there. Like, I'm not the biggest DC guy. I respect DC and everything like that. It's just some of the newer stuff. It's just sometimes hard to get into.
And that's one of the things that I, every time I do a review for Future State, I have to, I have to kind of put that out there. That I didn't read any of these stories beforehand. So if there's anything in these stories, which they said there wouldn't be, that you need to have pre-existing knowledge of, that's why it didn't make sense. Well, then you have to take that into consideration, because some of the stories were just completely awful, and I'm like, I was completely lost. And then one person's like, well, it's because of this. Well, all right, well, that's why I don't understand it, I guess. So don't tell me it's a completely different entity if I need to know something else. But
yeah, I always tell people, have you ever seen the show Lost?
Yes.
Okay, you know how, like, I've watched the show, like, with family members. I've watched shows with friends. This is everybody after the show Lost.
Yeah.
What the
yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's sometimes what happens when I read some of the books. I'm like, what? Like,
didn't make any sense.
I'm like, okay, I don't know if you're gonna get my money next week, kind of thing. So
yeah. So and the talk of Kate's and stuff going over Spider-Man, I may start picking that up again, because I was collecting Spider-Mans, and then I couldn't get into the story, so I stopped reading them. Then I was collecting them just to collect them. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, because you don't know what's gonna be good, I'm just gonna read what I enjoy now. So I did start with the excuse me, the other history of DC Universe has been a great read so far. The new Star Wars has been a great read. Crossover has been a great read. And then
Star Wars, anything right now is just hot, though. I mean, people are just collecting anything, you know what I mean, with Star Wars on it and putting it in a lockbox, it seems.
Yeah, went to a copy 801 versus Roger. We'll see. He was a little more versed in the DC Universe, and got angry at a couple of my my reviews at the beginning. But so, what's your favorite comic in your collection? If you had to pick one.
Ooh, if I had to pick one, and I call it my my coffin book, and my girlfriend is like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I go, "This one is going in my coffin. I don't care." It is probably Iron Man 1 right there. It is a 5.5. That one's probably staying with me until I take my last breath. Iron Man is my guy. He's my favorite character. I try to collect, as you can see, a lot of Iron Man stuff. So yeah, that's the one, man. That's the one. I could probably, now I hate to say this, I could probably sell all of them except that one, for sure.
Nice. All right, we got a super chat. Johnny Rosado, much respect to Newbie and his crew, as well as Roger and 3MIB. This community has shown us nothing but love. Keep going on. Keep going. Your thing, Newbie and Roger. Reinstate the butcher's spine ticks. Johnny, man, I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much for that super chat. How about we show you the money?
Hey, I got Bob Sugar on the other line. I better hear you say it.
Yeah, no. Show you the money.
Not show you. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money.
That's it, brother, but you got to yell that shit.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Jerry.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money!
I love it. Thanks a lot, Johnny. Appreciate you, man.
Oh my god.
So, do you have anything else that you collect right now besides comics?
Oh yeah, dude. Like I was saying, I'm a huge soccer guy. So being from back home, right? This is one of the greatest.
Highlight that guy, man.
Yeah, so I got this as a game worn jersey. I went back home like 4 years ago, watched them play.
That's way cool, man.
Yeah. And I'm not super strong, so like anybody think, but yeah, I collect like, I was in South Africa or Brazil, sorry, not South Africa. Brazil for the World Cup, so I got everybody on the Uruguayan team to sign this. So
that's pretty cool.
And then I try to collect some like I said, I have some like championship hats of my team. So we got like the Eagles championship hat, and then the Miami Heat. They got both the championships they won in 12 and in 13. But yeah, man, even Sports Illustrated magazines. Like I got the Kobe Bryant ones. My favorite basketball player of all time. Not to say I don't like Jordan. I don't want to get into that argument. I like Jordan. Just, Kobe. I got to see the whole career basically. So yeah, I collect Sports Illustrated stuff. I think I got like a Derek Jeter one downstairs, things like that. So yeah.
I'll tell you, in today's day, it just seems like anytime there's a little interest in something, there's so much FOMO that it explodes overnight. What do you think about this whole new card collecting resurgence? I swear to God, like I got a 25-cent X-Force book that people are telling me to sell. I'm going on eBay. I'm like, you got to be effing kidding me right now because of a card?
Dude, it's like it seemed to happen like overnight.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden cards are going nuts.
Yeah.
Pokemon cards are going crazy again. People are selling sports cards all over the place,
It's crazy. And I made a joke about it on the show because I was asked on my show, like, hey, Newbie, do you collect cards and what do you think about it? And I said, I'm just gonna wait until the Pogs, the Marvel Pogs, because like now that the cards are in, people are gonna look at the next thing, like what can somebody just hype up a little bit more, like that's just what's gonna happen. But it's just insane, man. What I say about the card thing is I don't have any cards. I don't. What I will say on the subject is this. Go buy cards. Everybody go buy cards. Sell your comics. Go buy cards. Okay? Because then that way there's more books on the market for guys like me to pick up. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, it's all sustainable. It's all unsustainable. It's true. And we know that. That's why, those of us who, collecting comics and who don't get FOMO from the speculation, and every once in a while we'll hit something good because we foresee something. We see these people going nuts buying these things after they're already exploded. All you're doing is throwing away your money at that point. If you weren't first to the dance, you might as well sit back down.
It's crazy, man. And yeah, but we've seen it. It's a thing, right? FOMO exists. If you don't believe in it, I think you're crazy or
love the copy 801. Collect what you like and you'll be happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I have a hard time believing these thousands of people that are buying Deadpool cards from X-Force 1 are buying it because they like it.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I was just talking to I was talking to Hyper and Face about this the other day. I said when all this stuff was going crazy, I said I remember going to a flea market with Keys just before the lockdown because we would go every other Sunday we would go. And I remember there being like a long box of that X-Force 1 in bags. And the guy had them. I think they were like $1. And I'm thinking, I'm like, man,
that's how I got the whole set. Just I was like, just so I have them. I went through and bought them each for like $1, 5-10 years ago or whatever, and made them. What up, Thoro?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good listening to you guys working out. Glad you got it finally done. Got that workout in. Now he's.
I'm hopefully going to be doing something with Thoro.
What up with that?
So yeah, so be on the lookout for that. It's should be pretty good. I watch Thoro a lot. I respect the man. So, anytime I got an invite to go on his show, of course, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, getting back to your question though, and the answer that was given, right? Like the unsustainable. Do you think the comic collecting, how it is right now, the prices and everything, do you like once we go back to normal or whatever that looks like, I think we're going to see like just a plummet in prices and what books go for?
I think it depends on the books. I mean, your books that are, have always been pricey and have skyrocketed, like your ASM 129s, 181s. Those aren't, where are those going to go? Those aren't going to come down. People aren't going to buy them for what they bought them for and then sell them because they're going to want to keep them, right? Mm-hmm. But, books like, that are part of that speculation game, that are part of all the new movies and shows that are coming out, I think there's absolutely a bunch of those that are going to plummet. But you know what? If you go by it and say, if you collect what you like, then you don't have to worry about it, right? Do I buy some books that are speculative? Sure, but I get rid of them right away. Exactly. If you're buying something speculative and you're holding on to it, and 5 years from now you're mad that it dropped by half amount, that's shame on you, right? Yeah. But if you got it because you liked it, who cares what you paid for it?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I always tell people, man.
But I think there is enough of us in that age bracket where comic books and the cartoons and the movies from when we were kids and that nostalgia, sitting down like me and E-Rat, sitting down with your bowl of cereal in front of the TV on Saturday mornings. Yeah. Now we have that expendable money to be able to buy those things that we couldn't have as kids. And I think that's a big part of what's driving the industry right now. I really do. Is it a little more because we don't have anything else to do? I mean, I joked around I was going to do a segment on look at the 3 short boxes I bought while I had COVID. I didn't have anything else to do. So I was on auctions on YouTube and I was on eBay checking prices and, almost every day books are coming. My wife's like, you haven't left the house in 4 weeks. What the hell are you buying? I'm like, and I think that it's, you can't, Thoro says, you can't keep chasing everything. You're going to burn. But the things that I'm buying are either things like, all right, well, I can buy it and then on the next auction flip it, or I don't care what I want this book.
Yeah, exactly.
So the people that are out there buying because they think they're going to retire, there's a lot of books they're buying that they're going to regret.
Oh, right? Man. You remember, I always joke about it when people bring up Daredevil 25 from, I'm like, oh, the retirement book? Isn't that book? Yeah, because it's just crazy. I always tell people you got to do your, you got to do your information. You don't, you can't just jump on something, blindly, especially like a big book. But you also have to look at, where things are. Since COVID started, like the prices of so many books are just crazy, man. Like it is.
Yeah, and that's the, the FOMO. That's, people, the prices only go to where people are willing to pay, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So if you buy a book for $5 at a tag sale and you can put it on eBay and sell it for $100, more power to you, man. God bless you, because you'd be foolish not to, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's people who bought, I would have loved to bought that Star Wars book that was I'm a huge Ahsoka fan. So the cover swipe of the Clone Wars #1 that just came out for the High Republic, like who'd have thought a $30 book was going to be $500 a week later, Yeah. And I know plenty of people who are like, I'm selling. I'd be a fool to hold on to this modern book that I can, make $450 on, that I can probably buy back a year from now for the same price. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. There's different ways to collect. I've always said that. I'm nobody. Just in like, even if I had 100,000, 200, 1 million sub, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't tell people how to collect.
Right.
But I've always just been one of those guys that, I buy books, but at the same time, especially on New Comic Book Day, if I can make $1 off of it and invest that money to say the next week or to a Grail, like Jem always says, and a lot of other people, let the hobby pay for itself. Why wouldn't you? And I always, and sometimes I have those like true, like true comic, like comics are going nuts because they're like, man, you're not a true fan, and it's like, okay, comics aside, let's switch comics out. If you knew that you could go buy a car for $1,000 and you can go sell that car because you know that people are going to pay $5,000 for it, would you not tell your whole family to go buy this car and then flip? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So, you just got to look at it like that.
Yeah, Otto and I are big proponents of that. Let the hobby pay for itself. If we go to a crawl and I walk out with a stack and a quarter of them are from my PC and the rest of them are because I know I can flip them, and I did the work. I dug them out. I can, just by looking at them, know that they're hot, and I could sell them a week later so that the next time I go there, I can buy, the first appearance of Ahsoka or something like that. For someone to get butthurt about that is ridiculous. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion, guys.
It's in my opinion.
In my opinion, don't get all technical on me. But there are. I do get it. There are people out there. I was attacked one time on one of the videos I did when I did a CGC unboxing, and it did not go well for me. And someone was like, "You should just be happy you have these great books on the slab. You probably didn't even read them. You're one of those collectors or something like that." I'm like, well, first of all, okay, I got 15 books back. Okay, only 3 of them I cared about, and yes, I read them. The other ones are to sell so that I can buy more of the ones I want. If that's wrong, then I think you're doing it wrong. To be honest with you,
if if somebody was paying me, then I would take it more. Like if you were paying me to go buy books, then I understand it. But if I'm the one paying it and using my money, it's my way to collect. There is no right or wrong way. I think the famous LeVar Ball once said, "Stay in your own lane."
Yeah,
that's just what you got to do.
Chris knows.
Yeah, Roger has ASM 300 cover swipes.
I don't know if you know that about me. I collect ASM 300 cover swipes, and I've got by now I'm over 90. And when they come out, I get text messages from people all the time. Did you see this? Did you see this? Spider-Man 61's got one coming out now from Golden Apple. Goes on sale tomorrow night at 9 with the new costume. And they did two. They did 2 of them. They got the trade dress, which is the ASM 300, and then the Virgin, which is the ASM 301 swipe, which is almost exactly the same without the numbers behind it. So and I get my stones, I get my balls busted all the time. It's like, some of us save up for a Silver Age, not Roger. He wants more. What do you care?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you care? Like Otto's been collecting comics since he was a little kid, buying them off the rack, and he's told those stories many times. A lot of these books that he's buying now is stuff that he bought as a kid already and read. I don't have attachments to Silver Age and Golden Age books like that because I didn't collect comics back then.
Yeah.
I didn't start collecting comics till I met Everett, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So was the nostalgia there? The stuff that I'm buying is the stuff that I remember as a kid. The X-Men 92 era of the Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends. That's the kind of stuff that I enjoy. And then when I got this book here, this is the first slab I ever owned. It just became a thing. And no pressing, no clean.
So wait. So you bought that 10 years ago, 9.8. So did you buy it slab?
No, I bought it. Listen to me. You never heard this story?
No.
Listen, anybody in the chat is going to bust my stones about telling this story again. You can turn your ears off. So I'm an electrician by trade.
Yeah.
Right now I'm a project manager for one of the largest electrical contractors out of Hartford. But my neighbor has the house next door. He's got old aluminum wiring, and he's constantly having trouble with it, especially when I first moved in. And so I'd go over there, and like one time his freaking stovetop was like on fire underneath. Like it was. So I'd go there. Well, you don't owe me anything, dude. I'm your neighbor. I had the parts in the garage and just take care of it, no problem. One time this daughter's light switch was sparking. I touched it. That thing fell apart. I changed it out. What do I owe you? Nothing. So we're talking comics about it, and at one point we're like, that's the one book that I would love to have. Is my favorite cover is the ASM 300, but I can't afford that right now. Trying to find a copy that I hope would come back a high grade. So like after a year or so of this, he comes out of his basement and he goes here, and he hands me an ASM 300 raw, and he says, I bought this off the rack when I was collecting, and it's been in a bag and a board in my box since. He goes, I'm giving you this for all the times you come over here, and if you don't take it, I'm going to burn it in front of you. I took that book, I sent it to CGC unpressed and uncleaned, and it came back in 98.
Oh my God.
So that's the story behind that book, and it's what kicked off my ASM 300. Why I'm always chasing those variants, and.
So I'm assuming the price tag that goes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's my. I would never sell.
Yeah.
If it didn't have the story and I didn't come about it the way I did, especially, would need new tires on the car and this and that, it would have been the easy route, right?
Yeah.
Let me raffle this thing off for $6,500, buy a raw copy and hope for the best. And I won't ever do it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? It's got sentimental value. It's got a good story. Like that's what we're all, after. I think we all have good stories and some books that we, get and stuff.
Yeah. All great books have a great story.
Yeah. That one's been a book I've been chasing for a while. I screwed myself over because I could have got it I think a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I was like, you know what? I'll get it. I'll get it later. Like I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But the prices on it have just been going up.
And they're not going. That's why about a year and a half ago, I got all the black suits in 9/8. So, this one, 252, and Secret Wars 8. I even have 361 in a 9/8. The only one I haven't gotten was Marvel Adventures 12, but Spectacular Spider-Man 90. I got them all in 9/8. And then on top of that, I got the Chromium version at a 9/8. I got the mini version that was in the game at a 9/8. I got the Spawn 227 at a 9/8.
Holy crap!
Yeah, the Doc Ock variant of ASM 700 at a 9/8. So it's been kind of like I enjoy collecting those. So to tell me that I'm wrong because I'm not saving my money to collect the Silver Age book seems nonsense to me.
That's crazy, though, man.
All right, so you go to your channel. Everything you do is relevant to collecting these days. You got to stay on top of things. We do the same thing on our Friday shows. You come up with content that has to do with today's collecting. So you probably have some cool shit that you own that isn't really relevant to today that you don't normally get to show off on your own channel. Unless it was those 2 jerseys. You have something in your collection that you would love to show off that you don't normally get to show on your own channel?
Yeah, man, I would have to go back downstairs and the glass. Yeah. I've got some, like I said, I've got some soccer players autographed shoes like Luis Suarez, Diego Forlan, Sergio Ramos, just all that. I've got shot glasses from pretty much anywhere I've ever been because I got lucky and was able to travel a lot, just working my ass off, 2 full-time jobs for the longest time. So I've got a collection of just shot glasses from everywhere around the world. I've been to 29 or 30 countries. In the States, man, I've been pretty much everywhere and anywhere.
Nice.
I come back, New York, I've been there, 6, 7 times. San Fran, been there 2, 3 times. Miami, man, Miami's one of my favorite places in the world. But yeah, just a lot of traveling stuff. I would say. Nice. Yeah.
That's how I started off with my pint glasses. It's just
Yeah,
anytime I went somewhere, I get a pint glass.
Yeah, it's small enough that you could bring it. You can put it on your carry-on, and you're on your way. But yeah, I just thought it was cool. My dad's a carpenter, so he built this really nice red oak, and then he stained it case, so you can they're perfectly fit for all the shot glasses and stuff. So yeah,
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Send them on over and make me a shelving for my comic books.
Man, if I get him to add, if I ever ask him to do something, he's like, no. If my girlfriend asks him, it's like, yes. Yeah.
That's funny. That's true that Johnny Rosado. Collect what you want. Never let anyone tell you how or what to collect. And that's what I do. It's in one ear, out the other. Right. So you go on your Instagram and your YouTube, and we know you like comic books. We know you like shoes. You like, well, what is something that nobody would know about you just by looking at your social media? They knew nothing else about you but went through your social media.
Let's see. That's a good one. Well, the first one that comes up to mind, I guess, a lot of people don't know that, I'm South American. I'm Latino. Even my skin, I'm pretty fair. But yeah, just the fact I'm Latino, I speak Spanish. Even though I'm Canadian and I've been here for 22 years, I hate the snow. I can't stand the snow. Usually, When December comes, outside of Christmas, I hibernate and people think I die. And then when I reappear in April, they're like, "Oh, we're still alive?" And then like, "Yep, yeah." So
That's funny.
yeah, because Raj, you know, man, dude, when there's like 3 feet of snow outside, like I don't care if I need groceries or not. I just don't want to go outside, man.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of snow here in Connecticut too, and I never get used to it.
Yeah, I'm staying in. So
our next segment is rapid fire. I want to bring in a special guest to help me out with this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, thank you. What's up?
What is going on, Otto?
Not much. Newbie, what's up, man? Thank you for joining Roger tonight, man. Good to see you, brother.
good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm excited to be here, man. You know what? It's only the second time out of 21 episodes. It's only the second time I've ever been on for like 10 minutes. So like, I feel like, the special invite, holy cow.
Yeah, I think I should probably have you and Dave on one at a time to, hit my questions.
Yeah, no, because I'll just break your balls and keep going. You know what I mean? You have me on, then I don't have any chance to break your balls. So, I was listening to the whole interview and it was really good. Awesome to hear your story, Newbie. But I wanted to ask you a question real quick, man.
Yeah.
Of those 2 Spider-Man books, the 129 and the ASM, this is like a 2-part question.
Okay.
If I gave you a blank check, which of those would you buy? Like
blank check. So blank check, and the books is ASM 300 and ASM 129.
Yeah. Which one?
So my heart would go ASM 300, and
Okay.
And here's why. I grew up, like I was saying to Roger, and people who know me, I grew up watching that Spider-Man thing, and this man. If Sith is in here, Sith, you can't use this as a clip. I'm telling you right now, you can't use this as a clip. But
come on, this is off limits.
When Venom showed up, I remember telling my mom I needed to only wear black.
Really?
I need to wear black. And anytime I was doing something or like I was in a pool, I'd go on the edges and like grab it, and I'd be like, blah, blah. That's the sound I would do.
Sure.
Because I felt like I was Venom. And outside of Iron Man, I think Venom was something that really transpired into me, always having that comic and the movies and the shows and things like that. So Venom is very important to me when we talk about, like, say, Newbie's origin comic story, right?
Yeah. No, that's great. That's important. Now, how about this? Because it seems like, you seem to be on top of the game with investing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which one has longer legs, the 129 or the 300? Like, does the 300 top out at 5K like it is right now? And like, or does the ASM 129 still have room to grow? Like,
oh man. Okay. So here's the thing. So again, I just want to put this out there. This is my opinion.
My opinion only. That's all it is. Bro. Hey, you know what it is? Newbie, we're all sitting around the bar. We're chilling. You got your pint glasses and your shot glasses. We're 3 dudes in a bar right now. It's not 3 dudes in a basement. We're 3 dudes in a bar.
That's what I love about it. So here's the thing. So I think overall in the longevity, I think the Punisher book would probably have the more legs.
Yeah.
Right now, maybe even in a year's time. I think once that Venom 2 movie comes out, just before, again, you'll probably see that Venom book kind of take off.
Yeah.
It's like anything, right? The movie will pass depending on what they do with the character. I mean, let's face it, with all the characters and everything that we're behind, I don't think we're going to see Venom for a little bit. So I think that book is going to, kind of go down.
Right.
But I also think that Punisher book is going to stay up there. Like it's still up there. It's if I were to take 10 people in the chat right now and ask them, give me 10 books you would want. Like if I gave you if I gave you a blank check, just which books, I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 would have ASM 129. It's just one of those iconic books to kind of just put up on your shelf, right?
Right, and I agree with you. And just my opinion only, because it's our bar, right, Rod? This is our bar.
Right.
We can do whatever we want. Do whatever we want. Our name is on the door when you walk in, so that's it. I think the 129. You've seen what has happened with Hulk 181, right? Hulk 181, the biggest book of the Bronze Age, it's just skyrocketed as much. I hear what Thoro's saying, but the 129, I think, can be and will be the second biggest book of the Bronze Age, and it also has to do with the movies too. You know what I mean? Like, John Barenthal nailed that character, and if they continue to use that character, it'll go there. But it'll always be behind Hulk 181. Yeah. But it will definitely. It's going to get a big bump as collectors of my age, because I'm a couple years older than you, keep buying it up. But that's also an exact that's exactly in line with collectors that are your age, which Roger touched on a little bit with the ASM 300s, because that was your age, right?
Yeah.
So the ASM 300, the New Mutants 87, the first appearance of Cable and Deadpool, those characters are growing and growing and growing. Not as much as that ASM is blown up, you know, but it's
They
definitely
may
a
get
parallel
there
course.
someday, like you said, when those kids that remember that as their childhood get to be our age, you know.
Oh, I agree with you. You know
just
what I mean?
like, you know, a little bit after that, following is going to be the G.I. Joes and the Transformers and all those, you know.
I think G.I. Joes and Transformers, I think there's something there.
There is something there. There is definitely something there.
But I will say this. Okay, Otto, I want to flip this to you then, because with more modern, let's say, I think New Mutants 98 has the same power. I think for the people even younger than me, that one is going to be a book that they collect and will probably stay up there just because of the barriers that character broke, right? So now we're getting into the R-rated stuff and like the gruesomeness and, you know, just Deadpool, how he was, like, you know, right? So
the Deadpool book is going to get a huge spike, and also don't sleep on Cable's book, okay? Because don't sleep on the first appearance Cable. It'll never be as high as, you know, Deadpool, but the first Cable is also slowly creeping up. We know that because we've been watching all those numbers, and I've been kind of gobbling up the Cables as I can go. Could the Deadpool hit ASM 300 numbers? If he shows up at the end of WandaVision and says, "What the F did I just watch?" Right? Break the fourth wall. That's it. We got a New Mutants 98 is going to blow up. So I will agree to you on both of that. I think New Mutants 98 can, in a few years, reach ASM 300 when it starts to level off. So, you know, those books are going to be neck and neck. You know what I mean? So that's a great question right there. I appreciate you asking me that. Interesting.
Real quick, I want to highlight Philly Born with the super chat for him. Did I miss the rant segment yet? No, there was no rant today. No, I'm in a good mood today. Good job, Newbie and Roger. I appreciate that, Mr. Philly Born. What are we gonna give him? Let's give him a little Spidey.
Nice. All right.
Good stuff. Appreciate the super chat.
I wanted to ask, so I'll take the back seat now. All right.
I'm
just catching up on the.
But yeah, Otto, it is
chat now.
It is funny that conversation. Usually, when people put two books side by side and say like, "What if?" It's usually 300 versus 129. I find that's what I'm getting a lot of, and I don't know if it's just because of the price, but yeah. To me, Venom it's more closer to the heart. So.
Thanks, Guy. What is more room to grow? Rogers Pint Glasses or Pazzo's Coverless Comics?
Pazzo's Coverless Comics. By Coverless Comics. And this is the last thing I'm going to say before we get to rapid fire. I almost have a short box full of fucking coverless books. Like, I'm finding them more and more. Like, I'm so enamored. And I will do a video about those someday, maybe my top 20 coverless books, because you guys know all my story about how I love the coverless comics from the 60s and stuff. So, you know.
Yeah. They got a stack about that thick from Something Wong AOK the other day.
Something Wong hooked me up. It's unbelievable. I got that and I've got everything. So that's it. All right. Let's start.
Yeah, it just needs the right person to write it. Yeah, I mean that goes with any story, right? I mean
they got the actor.
Yeah, they got the feeling for it. People were digging it. Yeah, they
just need to too. That's what I think people, you know, even if you're not super invested in what's going on with like movies and shows, just look at like what these actors are doing and how long they're signing up. Like Josh Brolin got a few years, so that means something, okay?
Right, exactly. It means they're just not, exactly. Good point. I like
ASM 300 versus Walking Dead 1.
It's closer to my.
I think the zombies are done.
Yeah. You know, I got full.
Who the hell wants to watch zombies anyways?
Yeah, it's just like those stupid dragons. Stupid dragons. Only everybody that had HBO except for you.
All right, it is rapid fire with the Cranky Canadian. All right, I got 15 questions here. Everett and I are going to take turns going back and forth asking.
Hold on, I got to ask those questions. I thought I was going to answer those questions.
No, you're going to ask them. I don't. This is Newbie's rapid fire, not yours.
God damn it! All right.
That's why I sent you a picture of the questions. The idea is, if you want to elaborate, that's fine. But the idea is try to give us the answer that first pops in your head.
Okay.
Most of them won't need elaborating, but some of them I'll understand.
Hit it.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, I was going to start off. Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Starbucks.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
Wendy's.
Ooh.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
All right, right on. All right.
Spider-Man or Venom?
Venom.
Big city or the country?
Big city.
Morning or night?
Ooh, night.
Dog or cat?
Dog. Cat's not even a thing.
Good
Oh,
answer.
man, that was a great answer, dude. You just redeemed yourself for that whole Eagles thing. If you could have dinner with 3 people, any 3 people, dead or alive, real or fake?
Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and probably Robert Downey Jr.
Nice.
Nice.
When you were 10, what did you want to grow up to be?
I think it was still a Power Ranger.
Nice.
How'd that work out for you?
He's still trying. He's still trying.
What color would you be? If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Ooh, Black Panther.
Nice. Name one thing on your bucket list, please.
Oh shoot, skydive. I'm afraid of heights, so that to me is like have to do, but like I'm scared shitless to do it.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah.
What would be your last meal?
Pizza. It's got to be pizza.
Nice.
So you're getting ready to take a needle in the arm. And you're asking for pizza.
Give me pizza.
Tell me there's something on it. I mean,
All right. I'm not even going to read what Gringo just said, but hold on a second. All right. A cartoon from your childhood that you wish they would make into a live action movie about.
Oh man. Shoot. I think they've pretty much made like, Transformers, Spider-Man. They've made a lot of them. Maybe. Ooh. Let's go. Oh, they did that one too. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I gotta come back.
All right. Right on.
all right. Well, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Probably just a snap and I'm there. Like I'd snap my finger if I wanted to be there. I'm
Teleportation.
there. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
All right. You got to go back to childhood live action movie.
Hey, and I'm thank you for that. Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs.
Talk about that. We don't know that. Like,
yeah.
Oh, Beetleborg. I'm gonna look that up right now.
What the hell is that?
I can't wait.
Well, before you explain, let me do a quick super chat from Vancouver Comic Junkie, our boy on the West Coast. Best Canadians ever. I love it. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All Habs go. Even if it is, you were saying earlier, the West Coast people don't care about us East Coast people. But let's give them, I got to give them a super chat video.
Burning that money.
Burning the money.
So Beetleborgs was an offshoot of Power Rangers, or was that type of Power Ranger style?
Yeah, it was like 4 kids with like a mummy, and like I think the guy's name was like Flubber.
Yeah. No, they got some pretty dope armor.
This is mine. Brick Hunter hit mine.
Usually when I say big Beetleborgs, people are like, "What? Have you been drinking?"
Yeah. What Beetleborgs? You sure you didn't screw that up?
But
Like
it's pretty cool though. They got this
2 names
on.
of 2 cartoons, and you kind of mixed them together.
No. It's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out though, man. That's pretty neat. Somebody hit up on mine. If they were to do something, I'd love to see. What was it? Silverhawks. That's always a very underrated one. Silverhawks was a fun cartoon. We got issues. There you go. We got issues. I knew it. There you go. Nice. Right on.
I was gonna say like when I was growing up, it was like Spider-Man, X-Men, Transformers, Ultraman, Pokemon, Digimon. So most of them are, outside of Digimon, most of them are already made.
Yeah, right on. Cool stuff.
All right. That's some good stuff. They didn't do half bad there, Yeah. Some people struggle with some of those. All right. So, hey, we've been going for over an hour. Still got 56 people watching, chopping it up in the chat. Guys, I forgot to mention this earlier, but in the description of the video, you scroll down, you'll see a link to Newbie's YouTube channel. You'll see a link to his Instagram page. Make sure you go over there, follow him, sub up to him, hit that notification bell so when he goes live, you get that notification. Want to huge shout out to all the friends of our channel. Of course, all their links are down below in the description as well. All people who support us and we support back. And, the list grows on a monthly basis for sure. Let me see. We got coming up, we have our 2,500 subscriber giveaway video. Go to if you're here simply because you wanted to see Newbie and you don't follow us, shame on you. You should be subbed up to us. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Go to our 2,500 sub giveaway video. Leave a comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see change, or something you want us to add. And then hashtag 3MIB in the comments, and you'll be entered. And when we hit 2,500 subs, we'll do a live show. We got some great giveaways. Short box gave away $100 credit towards any book on their app, excluding shipping. Comics, Tunes, and Toys gave us a mystery box plus a slab to give away. Last week, we opened a box, an AOK from Something Wrong, who gave us this book to give away.
Yep. Aegis Comic of Alaska is donating a 1 in 100 Berserker
to
book. Us. Yep.
Yeah. On top of the books that we personally are. I got 2 9.8s plus a mystery box that I'm donating, and we got stuff coming in from all sorts of people. So we're close, but we're lagging to get there. So guys, if you're not subbed up, please do. We have a lot of fun, much like Newbie's channel. We're just guys who enjoy being live and chopping it up and talk about comics. This is the part of the show where I tell you, Newbie, that if you tell everybody what you're doing, what you got coming up, if you got something to sell, now's the time to do it. Highlight this guy, man.
Every time, man. So yeah, guys, like I said, Sundays 9:30 Eastern time, we go live. Hyper, Key Issues, and Mr. FaceTime. We do New Comic Book Day, Comic Spec, and Comic News. And then if we have some time, we usually talk about the WandaVision or anything that's going on that anybody has some questions about. Tuesdays is more of a fun show. Topics like Grail versus Grail, buy, keep, sell, things like that. We do featured specs. So this Tuesday we are doing Fantastic Four spec, and we got a lovely PowerPoint made by me. I shouldn't say PowerPoint, presentation, and things like that. I am just shy of 1,700 subs, trying to reach that 2,000 plateau so I can be considered a cool kid. So I got a giveaway that I'm announcing shortly. I think I'm about 8 from 4,000 on Instagram, and just tune in for some fun. Similar to what Roger and Otto and these guys do. We have a great time, and check it out.
Right on. Yeah, just keep Hyper in line, all right?
What's that?
Just keep Hyper Combo in line.
Oh yeah.
The other day there were a couple slides he forgot to send you or something. They didn't get in the PowerPoint. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Hyper, set your alarm about 10 minutes earlier, bro. Get with the program, all right?
That's like a little Roger rant right there. There you go.
A little mini one. What you got, Everett? What do we got going on?
All right. So tomorrow night we are heading over to the Geek Aficionados channel. And it's he's got a little segment called What Do You Hunt? So the 3MIB are heading over to the Geek Aficionados. So make sure you guys head over to his channel and find out what we hunt. A lot of the things that we talk about. But there's a lot of stuff that we do, on the low that people don't really know about. So we're going to bring that up. I also have a video dropping that I did. I got one book back from CGC. It's one book, one grade with 2 signatures. Ooh. You got to watch it to find out if it's a 9.8. And the second signature, I forgot that I paid for it. That's how long it was gone for. So you got to find out if the 9.8 karate chop happens or not. That'll be dropping Wednesday. And then Friday, probably we're going to do 2 shows, 8 to 9 and then 9 to whenever with our trivia. So Friday night, make sure you guys put that in your calendar. Definitely start the trivia at 9 o'clock and probably do a little bit of a live show from 8 to 9 because Roger's got to talk about his future state. 30 questions in the trivia, lots of stuff to give away. Chinmo's been studying. I think he currently holds a belt, so we'll see if we can take him down. So
if you guys haven't been part of this show, you want to talk about a good time. We come up with 30 questions, 3 rounds. They're not only questions about comic books and movies, but it's also about our channel. So people who've been watching our channel get an opportunity to flex their muscles about ridiculous questions about me, Dave, and Everett. And we just give away stuff just for watching and hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah. So we can't wait for that. So I had a great show, man. Thank you for letting me jump on. It was great listening to Newbie and his perspective from up in the Canada area. And I feel like, I got let on to the show with the two Canadians. I got, I was very gracious to be let on. So
yeah, well, thank you
very much.
You should appreciate that.
Oh, thanks.
Canadians aren't very nice to,
yeah, really, right.
Cellar dwellers.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Dollar Bin knows. 3MIB Trivia Night is insanely fun.
Good.
Guys, I mean, yeah, we have so much fun doing. We wish we could do it every Friday, but
work.
Yeah, it's work.
Yeah.
So please join us. It's a lot of fun.
Anyone take out Matt Forge's Wi-Fi yet? Yeah, we might do that. Matt Forge's was pretty good at that, but now we've got the starting line. We're making it more fair. We give people a chance to type, and we're learning. That's what you do. You take the comments and you learn from them. So hey, this has been great, Newbie. I really appreciate you coming on, man. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys having me, and yeah, it was. I kept laughing, so I had a good time, man.
Cool, man.
That's good stuff. And good luck with your channel and your road to 2,000. Like I said, everybody watching, if you're watching now or on the rewind, go to the description of this video. You'll see the link to Newbie's YouTube channel and his Instagram page. So sum them up, follow him, hit that notification bell. Same with us. Leave a comment, guys, if you want to see stuff, leave it in the video afterwards, or go watch our 2,500 sub video. Leave the comment there with the hashtag 3MIB and getting, in a drawing to win some cool shit, man. Who doesn't like free shit, right?
That's right.
So thank you, everybody that's been here, all the people hanging out in the chat. On behalf of Everett, Dave in the Cave, 3-Man in the Basement, I am Roger Levesque, and we are out. All right. Good night, Canada.
Peace.